Hi there. Hopefully this has been uploaded on, or as close as I could get it to, December 25th. I would also like to thank you, and all the other people who supported this YouTube channel, since its creation on January 3rd of 2024. When I decided to go back to streaming various video games that I felt like playing, I also made the decision I should probably save them somewhere with more permanency than the 14 days, or 60 days that Twitch Turbo gives. This leads us to here. The channel, or as I call it during the Twitch streams, the YouTube archive. As I said earlier, I want to thank you and everybody else who found this channel. I want to thank those of you who have enjoyed the content, as long as it may be, and decided to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that not everyone can sit through multiple videos of multiple hours length, and that if you only watch parts or sections of the videos, you're still appreciated. I am fully aware that some people may only click on a video to see specific parts, or maybe just for background noise while they do something else. These people are also those that I wish to thank, since they could have chosen anything and they've decided to go with something by me. Similarly, I'd also like to thank those of you who clicked onto a video and then decided that it wasn't really your sort of thing. That's absolutely fine. And the reason for me thanking them is that they gave my content a chance. If nobody did that, there'd be nobody to thank. As a more universal thank you, I'd also like to thank those of you who only watch certain series or videos, such as those of you who only wanted to watch the playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker, or Dead Space, or the current playthrough which, at the time of this recording, is Baldur's Gate 3. For those of you who came for the shorts though, I first want to give you my apologies for not bringing across any of the Twitch clips like I was doing at the start of 2024. The idea at the time was to take a selection of clips, then select a few of them to export to YouTube as shorts. Then they would be finished off and made live daily, usually at around 1 PM UTC. However, around the same period of time that I fell ill, the clips and shorts dried up. Since then, purely on my fault and nobody else's, none of the clips have been transferred across. So for those of you who want more shorts, again, I give my apologies and I will try to do the following. I will try to bring across a significant chunk of the Twitch clips, uploaded at the old rate of release. Please be aware that this means that for those of you who only watch the shorts, you will be behind those who don't for a considerable length of time. Once the shorts are relatively caught up to where the archive content is, I'll then try to bring clips across as and when they are done, rather than trying to do them in a large batch. This, provided I do have the time to do it, should give some sort of regularity to the shorts content. This brings me to the plan. Basically, for 2024 I decided that I would finally get around to playing various RPGs that had been recommended to me for one reason or another, and that they were all ones I hadn't played. For Pathfinder and Baldur's Gate 3, it was because I wasn't familiar with how D&D type games worked outside of Planescape Torment, and for Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, it was just because I simply hadn't really heard of them, and then assumed that they were like the older Divinity games. The original goal was to finish these games by the end of 2024. But now, here we are, at the time of recording, about to start Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3. We're also about to go into 2025, so clearly the original goal has failed. However, Chinese New Year isn't until January 29th, and every year the zodiac changes. This brings me to the plan. Basically, for 2024 I decided that I would finally get around to playing various RPGs that had been recommended to me for one reason or another, and that they were all ones I hadn't played. For Pathfinder and Baldur's Gate 3, it was because I wasn't familiar with how D&D type games worked outside of Planescape Torment, and for Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, it was just because I simply hadn't really heard of them, and then assumed that they were like the older Divinity games. The original goal was to finish these games by the end of 2024. But now, here we are, at the time of recording, about to start Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3. We're also about to go into 2025, so clearly the original goal has failed. However, Chinese New Year isn't until January 29th, and every year the zodiac changes. How does this relate to the plan? Well, 2025 is the year of the snake, and I've decided that the goal for 2025 will be to clear every Metal Gear game that I am able to play, in roughly release order. The full list currently is to start with Metal Gear, then move to the non-canonical Metal Gear Snake's Revenge, followed by the canonical Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. We're going to be going in and out of the canon series quite a bit on this. We'll move to Metal Gear Solid and the VR missions, before going through to Ghost Babel, which is the second game that isn't part of the Metal Gear Solid canon. Once we've beaten that, it's back into it with Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and unfortunately, unless Twin Snakes gets ported to PC at some point, maybe as part of Master Collection Volume 2, we're probably not going to play that, but it's not too big of an issue. It's just Metal Gear Solid 1 retold in the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine. But after we're done with Metal Gear Solid 2, we've got Metal Gear Acid and Acid 2 on the PSP, both of which are like Ghost Babel in that they aren't canonical. They're also a different style of game completely. We then have Metal Gear Solid Portal Ops, which I'm sure some people have opinions about. The first major issue we might hit, however, is Metal Gear Solid 4. Currently, it doesn't exist outside of the PlayStation 3. Now, I'm hoping that a Master Collection Volume 2 does appear next year, but I don't think it will. So I'm going to need to solve that problem roughly around the point we get there. But after Metal Gear Solid 4, we'll be then going through Peace Walker, which is a game I have not in any way, shape or form played myself. I can't wait to try it. When that's finished, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is coming straight after, before we finally end with both Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and The Phantom Pain. Now, Metal Gear Survive isn't intended to be played, though if we have enough time near the end and I'm not burned out of the series, maybe we'll take a look at it. The same sort of thing goes for Metal Gear Solid Delta, which as of yet is not released. As for what else gets played, who knows? All I can say is that, well, what I have planned. But as we near the end of the video, once again I want to thank you, the viewer, and anyone else who has found entertainment or value in what I've done. Hopefully I'll see some of you, maybe all of you, next time. Until then, stay safe, and remember, the best is yet to come.